everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Family Reunion Love and Hip Hop Edition. This is season 1, episode 1, and it was titled Reunited and It Feels So Good. Alright, y'all, so I'm on a different camera because my other phone, it was overheated or whatever, so it won't let me record, but I need to get this done because my child has some big surprise for me later on. Well, in a few. So I need to get this video done. But anyway, that's why this quality looks like womp womp womp. But gotta do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Anyway, before I get into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, so this was like a little cute little reunion type show, Love and Hip Hop Edition, with all 4 cities, so Miami, New York, Hollywood, and Atlanta. A few cast members came together in Arizona at like this ranch type house to kind of meet up, have like a big family barbecue and stuff like that. So it looked like they had a good time. It looked like it would be a good time. And then they're also there to kind of solve some issues they may have in Mama D's case and her family, and Sierra and Carly's case in their friendships and so forth. So Trick Daddy, he brought up the idea to Yandy and Mama D, so they're like the hosts of the whole thing. So we have Trick Daddy, Mama D, Young Jock with his son. He has a 20-year-old, Amani, and some other cast members as well. So as we get through it, we'll see who was all there. So Trick and Mama D, they barbecuing, and Trick, you know, he own a restaurant, and they say he can throw down, so he on the grill and stuff like that. Mama D comes, she overseeing the food. Like I said, Young Jock was there. He said that Kendra stayed back at home to finish some work off and stuff like that. So it's just him and his 20-year-old son. Ray J, he done brought the dog. I said, Lord. He tells us that him and Princess going through a divorce and stuff like that. So he brought the dog. I was like, why the dog got a jean jacket on? Scrappy, of course, he brought Bambi. They have like a cute little family going on or whatever. And Scrappy, he said something talking about me and the band been fighting like roaches and beans. I said, what? What? And of course Yandy there because she wanted to host, like I said. And then Yandy talk about how all the guests put together like certain events and stuff like that to bring everybody together. The food looked good. I mean, it looked like it was good. So everybody kind of not tricking in. They coming in or whatever. So Mendices, he gets there, and Yandy thanks Trick for reaching out to Mendices and checking up on him while he was in jail and stuff like that. Jock had to remind us that him and Mama D real family and stuff, and they up there dancing and whatnot. It was real cute. Paris and Sierra came. Paris looked like she lost a little bit of weight. Little Fizz and April showed up. They didn't show up together. Like April showed up first, and then Little Fizz showed up. Of course, Paris wanted to know what's going on with them two. Carly and her twin daughter Jasmine are there because she looked just like her mama. Sierra and Carly still not talking, child. I said, what in the world? Carly get there. She says hi to everybody, but she ignores Sierra. Sierra looking like, what in the world? Yandy, of course, she peeping and trying to figure out why they still got beef and what's going on with them two. And she, of course, want to solve it and stuff. Joy and Trina from Miami, they get there. I already told you about Scrap and Bambi. And then I didn't know that Yandy had managed Scrap at one point back in the day. Mama D tells us that they're having issues in their castle and stuff, and she want to fix that. So we gonna know about that. Ray J just being annoying. He keeps talking about I'm in Arizona with I'm wrapped up in the Hermes blanket. I said, we got to keep, he said it like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, we get it, okay? You rich. We get it. Bambi was saying like how Trick Daddy, they say he can cook and the food look good and stuff like that, but he remind her of an uncle that don't wash his hands. I don't know why that had tickled me. I was cracking up. What happened? he is impressed by. Oh, Young Jock was saying how he impressed by how far him and Carly came, because you know they had that whole dating thing, then they was friends, and then they be going back and forth, and you don't know if they fighting, fucking, or whatever they do. Ray J and Carly, they had some history, because Carly was saying how she used to model and stuff, and they showed like old pictures of her, and her daughter looked just like her before all the surgeries and stuff. And so, you know, they was just talking about that. And like I said, Paris, she want to know what's going on with April and Fizz, because they was together, now they not together, and she don't hear nothing. Like, Paris, mind your business, child. Then Judy and Mendici show up, and Yandy like, now, he did not tell me that he was bringing his mama. Why is his mama here? Like, this supposed to be a me and him thing. I'm going to have to check him later or whatever. Of course, he reminds us that he was in jail. And then he says there's nothing but love and respect for Trick, because he had his homies that was in jail come to check up on Mendici's and take care of him and stuff like that. Fizz, Mendici's, and Young Jock, they talking. Mendici's told us, because I never really knew why he went to jail, but it was for drug trafficking. And they said that he was drug trafficking 47 kilos. That's a lot of drugs. I said, and he out? What? So, Anyway, y'all, he says it's not, you know, he not getting a reception like he thought he was going to get when he got out of jail. I'm like, but you was in jail. Typically, that's what happens. Like, did you think they was going to roll out the red carpet for you, Mendici's? Like, boy, stop. But he was saying, like, the banks don't want to deal with him and stuff like that because he a felon. So, he's just having a real hard time right now or whatever. And then he was also saying how he got out of one lockdown, and when it feels like he in another lockdown because of the quarantine and stuff like that. What else, child? Yandy was talking to Carly, and Carly was telling us how Sierra wasn't a friend. So it basically sounds like it's the same argument that they had about 2 years ago. Cause when did Love and Hip Hop Atlanta come on last? Like early 2020 or late 2019. So like they still having this whole issue. I could have sworn they had been settled that on Instagram. Like, what in the world? So apparently no, they still going back and forth about Sierra wasn't a good friend to Carly, and Carly feelings was hurt, and all this other stuff. So Carly ends up saying like some friends are friends for a reason, and then some friends are friends with you for clout or something. And mind you, they on a bench. So Sierra on this side, Carly on this side. So of course Sierra heard her. So then Sierra was like, Carly, you lying. Carly like, look, I don't want to have a conversation right now. We can probably talk later or whatever like that. And then they was going back and forth with each other on the blog. So it's just been a lot. Trina said she gonna do like this girls' night in. Trick like, she was like, we gonna have pajamas, you know, lingerie and stuff like that. Trick like, oh, we coming. She was like, no, it's for the girls. He was like, what you mean? It's for the girls or whatever. So then Mama D, she made a speech on how, you know, we here, we family, and we gonna talk about stuff and keep family close and stuff. And then Trick says, I don't want y'all to get all emotional and stuff, but you know, y'all my favorite people from everywhere and stuff like that. So we gonna have a good ass time. So then Ray J and his support dog, Paris, she just messy. She got barbecue ribs, all of she dropping the ribs and stuff. I was like, girl, ew. Like, Yandy talking to Mendici's about her outfit and talking about something. She young and fun. She want to be hip. She don't want to be looking like no old fuddy-duddy and nothing like that. And then he said something about you spicy, and she said, no, that's your mama, and why you bringing your mama here, and it's supposed to be our trip and whatnot. And he like, well, I thought she would come here and we could have like a good time together and stuff. And she was like, yeah, but I ain't seen you in 4 years. And he was like, well, you about to go to this party and stuff. She was like, yeah, I am, because, you know, the baddest bitch Trina invited me. We gonna catch up on those other things later and stuff. And she tells us that they ain't been able to bow Chicky Wow because the kids been sleeping in the same bed with them ever since he got out of jail. I said, child, bye. Then we see April and Ray J. They all bundled up and stuff. Sierra and Jasmine talking, and Jasmine tells us how she was raised by her grandmom, and she just ain't spent enough time with her mom and whatnot, and she wishes she would have spent more time with her mom. And then they talk about Sierra and how Sierra it was just like an awkward moment between Sierra and Carly, and that they need to kind of squash the beef and stuff like that and just have like a good time or whatever. Then we see Sierra and Bambi, they outside talking, and Sierra tells us that Carly was leaving like messages or negative comments underneath her IG and stuff, and then Sierra then tells Bambi how Mama D had dropped a bomb about Bambi and Scrappy thinking about getting divorced and stuff. So I said, oh my God. Bambi was saying, like, that's messy as hell. Like, we've been in a weird space or whatever since this quarantine in our marriage, since I had a baby, then I had another baby, and then this nigga needy as hell. So then I'm trying to find balance between everything, and my kids come first and all this other stuff. Then he said, well, maybe we need to get a divorce. And I met him with that same energy and was like, well, did you call your lawyer yet and stuff? So she was like, but Mama D don't need to be putting that business out there like that, because that's not what we talking about. We, you know, still trying to find balance and stuff. And this is our little like break or whatever. So she talks about that. And so Sierra was like, well, you know, just give her the benefit. No, I ain't giving her the benefit of the nothing. So she said, I said, oh, okay. And so the ladies all arriving, and they got drinks. Of course, they got sex toys, they got sex lollipops, they got everything. Trina asking them different questions and stuff like that. Judy giving out too much information that Yandy uncomfortable with. Talking about something. Yeah, on the first date, that's how I got my twins. And so I said, oh, Lord. Yandy like, I did not need to know that information. Carly arrives, and she says she just tired of the arguing and stuff. And then Yandy sees that Sierra and Carly not talking, so she wants to, you know, fix that relationship. April, because Paris asked April was her and Fizz together, and she was like, no, we haven't been together for like a year. We try to do counseling and stuff to try to make our relationship work, and it just ain't work out, so we just friends. We not together or anything like that. Then they was just talking. They was just having a good time. The guys is outside around the fire, and they talking about they gonna crash the party. Carly, Sierra, Bambi, and Yandy, they go off to the side and had a discussion. And basically, Carly was saying how Sierra, again, wasn't a friend to her. She wasn't a good friend. Carly's always there for her when she has events, she has parties, and then Sierra just doesn't show up the way Sierra doesn't show up the way Carly does for her. And so Carly was like, I need you to be a better friend to me. And Sierra says, you know what? I understand. I apologize. I want to have my friend back. I miss my friend. And so during the done going apology, here come the guys crashing the party. I'm like, y'all don't got good timing. So they looking like, what's going on? So then they get back to the apology. They ended up coming back on the same wavelength. And Carly was saying, like, the blogs, because Sierra was saying, like, every time I think we repair our relationship, then the blogs come out and it's something different. So Carly was saying, like, the blogs were already taped and filmed or recorded before we made up and stuff. So she was like, oh, okay. So then they basically made up, they hugged and stuff, and they got their relationship back on track and stuff. It's going to take some time for them to get back in gear, but I think they'll be okay. So then the guys, they just hanging out. Ray J about to eat the little candy penis. I said, Lord. Paris like, that's not a nibble. Don't eat that. So April and Fizz, they leave off. They probably about to do some Bow Chicky Wow Wow drunk loving. Amani flirting with Jasmine. Amani is Young Jock's son, and Jasmine is Carly's son. I said, Lord. Carly like, get away from my child. Like father, like son. And then Mendices takes Yandy and Judy off to the side, and she is in there with Bambi and was like, in the confessional with Bambi, and was like, look, he always want me and her to do everything together. Baby was like, everything? Yeah, except for at night. Like, he think like he gonna kill two birds with one stone or whatever. So then he over there, he talking to them too. Judy get all of her feelings like, well, you was holding my son and I couldn't bond with my son. I ain't seen my son in 4 years. And Yandy like, what they gotta do with me? Like, you need to be talking to your son about this. So she was like, well, you took him away and I wanted one. So then they got that issue. Bambi pulls Mama D off to the side, and then they talking, and Mama D apologizes, and she says that she was drunk. I said, she drinking again? I thought she stopped drinking. So she says by accident, accident, she sent Scrap an ex-girlfriend's phone number or whatever. So that's why she feel like Bambi upset with her, and she was like, well, you don't gotta be so insecure, Bambi. Bambi like, I'm not insecure. What are you talking about? Scrap see them talking and stuff, so he go over there, and that's when Bam tells Scrap like, yo, she up here telling people that we getting divorced. Scrap going off. He like, cause I get the hell up out of here. Ain't nobody finna be talking about this and stuff. And then Mama D like, well, I found out the information from him, so how you gonna throw me underneath the bus? And so I forgot who was in the confessional. I know Yandy, Bambi, Paris, and somebody else was in there. So Bambi tells them that Mama D's starting rumors about them breaking up or whatever, or getting a divorce. And so everybody like, what? Here go Paris. Well, is y'all? Yandy was like, that ain't nobody business. And that's pretty much how it went off, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. It looked like it's going to be cute. It don't look like it's going to be anything like all real like love and hip hop type thing. It just look like they're going to be partying, getting some things out in between, and just having like little mini powwows type thing. But I'm interested in it. It ain't nothing else on TV. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down there in them comments. If y'all like this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.